Went to the London Comic Mart this weekend and I was looking for these Wednesday comics. I couldn't find any of them. I was really surprised. However, I did quickly order one on eBay and it arrived today. And wow, excellent. Just as great as I remember it. Now, I've got the massive full volume and I did have all these Wednesday comics at the time. I just got rid of them. But I thought, you know what? I really wanted to get another copy of this. And it's just great. A really good comic. I will be doing a review of that in a few days. Okay. This is another thing I've got. That's always the way, isn't it? They always fly all over the place. However, as I will now pick them up, Casino Royale. I love this. Absolutely great 60s film. Got lots of Peter Sellers, Ursula Andress. You've got David Niven. Oh, Orson Welles. Loads and loads of people. Love Blu-rays. Love 60s ones especially. Now, this one I've never seen before. Nightmare. And I'm going for a sort of Hammer period at the moment. So I've got lots of Hammer films. Virtually every night I've been watching a Hammer film. And this one, it's quite good. But for some weird reason, this was not available on Indicator other than in a box set. And unfortunately, the box set is immensely expensive. So I didn't buy it. So what I did buy, I bought the separate. And this one, Shadow of the Cat. I've no idea about some of these films. I've probably seen them over the years, quite certain, but they're not particularly familiar. And this one's got tons of extras, I think. Also, as always, good. I don't know if this one's got, so it's got Barbara Shelley. Oh, Kim Newman. Good old Kim Newman's in it. I imagine there's quite a few other my favourite audio commentaries as well. But I'm really looking forward to see that film. Again, know absolutely nothing about it. Now, this one, maybe not the greatest, but it was reasonably cheap. So I thought 13 Tales of Terror. Again, another Hammer. Hammer House of Horror, the complete series. I think there's another one as well, a mystery one. Not certain the difference between the two. This one, I remember seeing them when they're on TV. I enjoyed most of them. Some were good, some were not. And this one's got, of course, a selection of various extras, but not many. But, of course, it's got how many? Got 702 minutes of Hammer films. I'm looking forward to watch that. Now, let's pick these ones up. Captain Clegg, another Hammer one. And again, Indicator. I really, really love Indicator. And it's got just a lot of great extras. This one was part of a box set with the Nightmare one. Unfortunately, the actual box set, so expensive. I thought, you know what? I'm just going to get them separately. Because they're reasonably cheap. I think this was at £8, which I'm very happy to pay for. And also this one, Phantom of the Opera. Obviously, it's a famous story. I have seen it years ago, but I haven't seen it recently. And of course, it's got my favourite as well, Troy Howarth. I always thoroughly enjoy his as well. Nathaniel Thompson as well. So really looking forward to all the extras. And there's lots and lots of extras on that. Now, this one, slightly odd. And I wasn't really sure what I was going to get, but I got it. I thought, you know what? I love this one. Krimi, German films. German sort of, crime and dramas. And this one got loads and loads of things. A magazine for continental European crime cinema. So it's obviously not just German ones, but a whole mix of different films. And I think this is going to be quite an interesting fanzine to go through. I really love these fanzines. Now, it wasn't the cheapest of fanzines. I have to say it was probably slightly more than I was willing to pay, but I did buy it. There's also, they've got an encyclopedia of Krimi films. I think it's part 1, so I don't know what it is, the things, but this one's got lots and lots of pictures, lots and lots of information, and I will be doing a review of this once I've actually read all of the articles. I've read some of them, very good, really interesting. It's got lots of paperbacks, as well as films, and much, much more. One comic I did get at the Comic Mart, because I didn't get many comics, there was quite a lot, and I thought, that'd be nice. But the ones I wanted, giant size ones, really couldn't find many, so unfortunately just didn't come away with lots of them. However, this one I did pick up, fantastic, and this is a UK one, a power comic, and of course this is probably one of my favourite, all-time favourites, and it was super cheap on Nick's Table. Nick's Table is always great to check out, really got a great selection of things, slightly odd stuff, and that's what I like. Love those sort of weird, brilliant. However, the comic, the new Iron Man, also had probably one of the weirdest of Thors. I think the artwork in this is just really, really odd. But I loved it at the time, and I still love it now, so it's just great. Also, it's got an absolutely superb Jack Kirby, brilliant Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, as well as Submariner. Submariner joins the Brotherhood. Obviously, that didn't last. I think that would have just made the Evil Mutants way too powerful. So clearly that couldn't last, but it was still a great story. Also, you've got The Missing Link. Now, there's a brilliant collection of the Missing Link stories. That's from Treasury of Britain. Really worth checking out. I think the artwork is absolutely superb, really first rate. Also, I love these things. Quite often, you had like these ice creams. You got here, walls of whatever, Whiz. Now, I must admit, Whiz, now banana, new toffee inside. Sounds interesting, doesn't it? And also got Terrific. So that was obviously the first issue of Terrific. Love that one. That was brilliant. Doctor Strange. We obviously got Submariner there. And you got Iron Man as well there. Just brilliant. Iron on transfer. Can't remember what I did with mine. I'm certain I probably did. Well, I wouldn't have done the ironing. I think I was only about 6 or 7 at the time. Unlikely I would have been holding the iron. But you got also the Avengers. And they were just great stories. And then you got the Mr. Doll. Now, was that Mr. Payne? I think they changed the title, the name. Sometimes you see the Mr. Payne. However, Mr. Doll, just brilliant, brilliant artwork. I just loved it. That was just, for me, was a classic tale. So you can see the guy going off there. Obviously, just because of Mr. Doll has caused him to, I've got to give away my money. However, on the back, what do you get? The miraculous, very unusual, the miraculous Magneto, the man you love to hate. Well, I must admit, I'm not certain I did hate him, but there he is, a powerhouse pin-up at the back. I love that, powerhouse pin-up. This one was a pleasant surprise. I did not expect to find this in the bookshop. This is just absolutely brilliant. So hopefully, maybe, who knows, these books will turn up more often. I really hope they do, because recently, obviously until recent, I've been buying them from the States. I've had to order from the States. So it's nice to see them actually turn up. Because the great thing about it is you can pick it up and it's not bashed an inch of its life. So this one is actually, at the moment, in decent condition. I will be doing a review of this one because Shiver, as you read, is full of some really good stories. This one's, of course, the Atlas Comics Library #6. And it's got the usual brilliant, it's got a script as well, which I really love. Also got lots and lots of the covers. And it's also got these, which I think are brilliant. I would love to see a book come out with all just those pages. I mean, look at some of the artwork. That's just pretty good as well. The muted murder. So just great. But the stories in this are actually very good. Voice from the Grave. Now, they're not going to be sort of matching the greats, the EC ones, but I still think, to be honest, Man Who Shrunk, that's a weird one. The artwork's very odd. And there's some just science fiction-ish sort of stories, lots of rain and various things. Obviously, well, maybe not the rain. Yes, it's rain. There's obviously one in the mines, and also vampire stories, a whole range of different stories, whole quirky sort of oddball ones, as you expect from, of course, Atlas. They're just great. Hammer Films. This one's 1907 to 2022. I enjoyed reading this, the whole story. Dennis Meikle. And it was good. Read through it, learned a lot about Hammer, which is the key thing about buying the book. It's got lots of things about the earlier films, which I quite like. I mean, Blood Orange, those sort of films. I mean, obviously the Hammer horror is the main ones, but for me, I think there's quite a lot of decent films that they made. Just the earlier ones, not all, but they've certainly got of interest. But of course, you've got here the Frankenstein, you've got all the usual ones to suspect. Obviously, there, the Hounds of the Baskerville, Hound of the Baskervilles, which is really good as well. Just watched that last week, and it was just brilliant. I must admit, the Hound is not the most impressive of the characters, but you've also got the Mummy stories, and also many of the other ones. I don't know what that's, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, etc. So it's a really nice little book that I picked up. So this one's got 440 pages and 8 pages in colour. This one is a real nice one. The Avengers. Why did I buy it? Well, it's probably because it's one of the index books that I really liked. Probably not for everyone, but it was one that I just thought, you know what? That's just a nice, happy memory of a really good Marvel Comics index. And it's got, obviously, initially you've got here, which I Didn't really know anything about particularly all winners, etc. at the time. But you've got here all the first appearances of Thor. I'm obviously there. But also you've got Black Knight. Again, I didn't know anything about the Atlas comics. Nowadays, of course, you can pick them up in various Marvel comic mystery works and those sort of things. But also you've got here the Avengers. Now it's in black and white. Now, of course, there's an absolutely lovely, and I've got that as well, colour volume as well. Really thick, massive book. But I actually find that book perhaps too much. It's one of those ones where you sort of look at it and think it's just overloaded with so much information. It's very hard to work out. Whereas this does actually give sort of a bit of decent, but it doesn't give a huge amount. I wish it had given a bit more information about the story. It gives a little bit of comment, but you really don't know much or find out much about the actual stories using this, which is a slight pity. Slight thing. Actually, I never really thought of when I was getting these. It was just great to see these ones. But when you look at it now, you think, why didn't they have a little synopsis? Just a brief synopsis. I'm certain they could have squeezed a bit in, but they didn't. And you got, of course, the cameos, the bit of comment, intro, guest appearance, etc. But still a good little book. Not only that, it's got, of course, the giant size ones, which again, I would love to have picked up at the Comic Mart. And this one, giant size, 3, etc. I did see that one, actually. It's quite expensive. But it's also got Captain Marvel. Now, I just had a quick break in the video a few seconds ago, and that was the omnibus edition of Captain Marvel. Just come, Death of Captain Marvel. I will be doing a review of that. I am looking forward to it. I read lots of those Captain Marvel comics back in the day, and it'd be great to now read all of those stories again. So I'm looking forward to that, but I haven't unpacked it yet. So I would have shown it, but at the moment it's still in its box. Hopefully in reasonably good condition. This one, House of Hammer. These are good. Now I've got the Dead Skin book, real huge book of all of the stories, but these actually I really like just picking them because you can still find them reasonably cheap. They're like £1.50, that sort of price. And I think these ones were done. But the artwork is just superb. Just love it. Also, the thing is about this is you actually get, obviously, the articles. And I love reading the articles all the time. Blue Sunshine. That is a brilliant film. Very, very weird. Wasn't a film that I'd ever heard of before. Obviously, if I'd seen this article and seen the film, I would have known about it. But it was really good. And I was really pleased to see it. Oh, Fanatic. I wonder if that's I assume that's, yes. I said that's the Hammer one. And Nightmare mentions, of course, those. Now, I hope to sit and watch Fanatic at some point. And also, of course, the Nightmare one. And you've got there, obviously, the Mummy story as well, which I think is just great. But also you've got here another one here, which I think is the Peter Cushing one. They've got these Peter Cushing one. Let's see. Oh, Van Helsing. This is Van Helsing Terror Tales, which I think is quite nice there. So you've got that. But that also is available in a slightly thinner collection. But they're nice to get them in these lovely ones. And you, of course, got the adverts on the back. The Mummy Shroud. So you've got that one. This one is an unusual one, Spacemen. And again, this was off Nick's table. And anytime I see these sort of ones, I love picking them up because it's a bit similar to that, the Hammer one, in many ways, because it's got all the sort of Metropolis, got all the films, got lots of lovely old pictures, obviously pictures there of the films, as well as, let's just see the, a bit more Metropolis, as well as, of course, these lovely screen thrills and all the various posters and adverts for various things, and of course King Kong and Godzilla, etc. So that one, Spaceman, I don't know when that was actually, 1964. Big clue on the front there. Yes, future film spectacles, spectaculars, King of the Lost Planet, Rocket Men, even. And this one, the Soul Comic, but this one was like next to nothing, super cheap, and I was really pleased picking this one up because this one's got Two Gun Western. Apache Kid, the most mysterious warrior of the West. Hey, Clint, it's the Apache Kid. Gun him. That's a bit cruel, isn't it? But anyway, straight away, you got this, the Apache Kid. And the great thing about it, a bit of Joe Maneely. I did not know when I bought it that it was going to be Joe Maneely. And I love any Joe Maneely artwork, so it's just great to see. That's pretty tatty condition, but absolutely fine. Absolutely good. You know, got the good old story in there, When the Odds Are Even, harmonica, and also a bit more there. And you've got The Bully, not certain that was a series, but the Sheriff Ned Palmer, etc. I don't know who did the artwork there. Doesn't always say, which is always a pity, of course. But I think the artwork is looks like Bill Everett. I think I'd say that's Bill Everett. Is that Bill Everett? No idea. But it does look like his work. Someone's going to say, no, you're wrong. You're wrong, completely wrong, which is, of course, very true. And The Outcast as well. Now, don't ask me who the artist is for that. But still, nice little Atlas comic, 1950s one. And this is from whenever it is, 1951. Good old 1951 comic. Now, I did pick this up as well, which I really, really love. The Doctor Who Chronicles. I've been buying most of these. I haven't got them all. I missed a few. But this one I did miss. And I saw it at the Comic Mart. And I thought, no, 1963, 64, I will definitely pick up. Probably not so important for me because I've got a lot of the information in a brilliant book that came out fairly recently, the Doctor Who Diary. And that is an absolutely amazing book. I think from Telos. Definitely worth checking out. But this one does have lots and lots, obviously, of the Radio Times. Also goes through the years, November 1964. You've got here first all about the exhibition at Olympia. And, of course, you got then an article about William Hartnell. William Hartnell appeared in so many great films. It's always weird when you see an old film with William Hartnell. You look at it and think, wow, just Doctor Who. Every time I look at it now, it's always Doctor Who as far as I'm concerned. But you've got lots of other great pictures there, as well as scripts and things. You've got here the script Beyond the Sun by Terry Nation, which is always a real nice inclusion. And then you've got also all the wardrobe and lots of information, all about, obviously, Doctor Who in 1963, 64. And I just think these books are just absolutely great. They've done a whole load of them. There's a 1970s one, I think. There's also one, Patrick Troughton one, 1967's, that sort of period. Definitely worth checking out as well. And finally, this one, the House of Hammer again, special Star Wars issue. Now, there's no Star Wars comic, unfortunately, in this, which is a pity, really. But I didn't know that at the time when I picked it up. Of course, the Star Wars comic was done by Marvel Comic Adaptation. Well, this one, you've got lots of great picks of course, Star Wars, good old Star Wars. And this, I don't know when this was. I guess it was in 1978, January 1978. So around about the time when the film came out, sort of. This one's a great one, Death Game. That's a really odd film. Rattlers. That one I don't know about. Doesn't look particularly great. Lots of snakes there involved there. Poster art. And you've got Rabid. That's a good film as well. Interesting little film. Rabid. Oh, you got some story. Let's see. What's the story here? I guess this is this has got Tower of Death. Now, I don't know what that one. I don't know if that's a film. I doubt it. But anyway, also got these. I love these. House of Hammer, Bargain Basement. You've got the films of Boris Karloff. You've got Psycho. Remember most of these ones. Freaks, etc. House of Horror. Oh, but these are sort of ones that turned up quite often in the local library. Hammerhead, an interview with Michael Carreras. Of course, Hammer, main guy Hammer. And you've also got these lovely, look at that, some lovely storyboards. Love a storyboard. Storyboards are always great. And a little bit more at the end, you've got here Van Helsing again, Terror Tales. Of course, Peter Cushing there. Though, to be honest, that doesn't look like Peter Cushing. Sort of. Maybe. I don't know. However, you've also got Mad. And you've, of course, got the classic poster on the back. But that's a slightly different one. It's interesting. Just looks like the poster, but sort of. Anyway, I think this is great. I love a good old Star Wars issue. And that is number 16, 35p monthly. And that was the Comic Mart. It was a great time. It was great meeting up with Nick, meeting with James. That was absolutely wonderful. Hope you love all those comics you got. Absolutely a great selection of comics there. And also, it's just great meeting up with lots of other people as well, looking all through the tables, seeing all the various comics. I'm not certain when the next one is. I should have checked, before actually doing this video. But I think must be late November, early December. I will put the date on the video once I find out the actual date. So that is always good to go to the Comic Mart. It's always a brilliant place to go to. So that is that. Did you go to the Comic Mart? Did you thoroughly enjoy it? Did you pick up lots of comics, lots of things? And also, you bought any Blu-rays? And seen any great films? There's so many great films coming out at the moment. So there's got so many films to watch as well. So I will be getting through these ones, the Hammer ones, trying a film a night, slowly but surely. I guess that means you get through 365 films in a year, hopefully. Anyway,